Like one. So am I hear me clearly? Hear me clearly, people? People, right? We had to discuss seven, paper seven. So we'll continue with that. Paper seven. You upload paper seven. You upload paper seven. I saw that some students they have uploaded it. So we'll discuss and later on you'll check your marks and all. So people, right? Paper number seven. Paper seven. Paper seven. Let's discuss this. First question. First question. Right, people, first question. Fermentation always produce carbon dioxide, always occur in the cells without mitochondria, occurs in all bacteria, always produce 2 ATP, always produce NAD plus. Fermentation always produce carbon dioxide, wrong, neither. Why? Lactic acid fermentation does not produce carbon dioxide, so you can't take that as correct. And then always occur in cells without mitochondria. Fermentation always occur in cells without mitochondria, wrong. So it can happen sometimes in cells with mitochondria too. Occurs in all bacteria. Occurs in all bacteria. Occurs in all bacteria. No. Occurs in all bacteria. No. Fermentation does not happen. Aerobic respiration can take place too. Always producing 2 ATP molecules. Fermentation. Always produce NAD plus. We'll take this one as the answer, right, people? Always produce NAD plus is better. Always produce 2 ATP molecules. So we'll go with the fifth one as the answer. Question number 2, ATP needed for transport of NADH from ATP needed for the transport of NADH formed from glycolysis to the mitochondrial matrix obtained from ATP needed to transport NADH formed from glycolysis to the mitochondria is obtained from glycolysis, Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, NADH, pyruvate oxidation. Yeah, ATP needed to transport NADH. I don't have a clear answer for this, right? I have given you the the answer as glycolysis, right? Normally, the transport of NADH and pyruvate present from the cytoplasm into the mitochondrial matrix immediately. ATP can be coming from glycolysis as well as it can come from aerobic respiration. But if you think here, if you think that if this process happened for the first time, then for the pyruvate somehow it has to enter. So first of all, ATP must produce from the glycolysis, right? that then the cell can spend. Hmm? If you take two events where you need money, to buy a ticket and then enter into a, let's take that film hall or something, right? Then second, you want to buy ice cream and you need some more money for that. So first of all, you have to spend money and then go inside. Same like that, if you consider glycolysis is the first step, so that the initial energy expenditure needed, right? Maybe you can earn the rest of the money when you go inside that theater, right? But anyway, we'll take the first one as the answer. It's like somewhat logical answer is that. I don't have proper answer, but we'll take the first one as the answer. Question number 3, people. Which of the following event take place in matrix of mitochondria? Oxaloacetate converted into citric acid. That is actually part of the Krebs cycle, right? And then formation of pyruvate from glucose. Pyruvate from glucose happen in the mitochondrial matrix. Sorry. Pyruvate formation from glucose happen in the cytoplasm. Then oxidative phosphorylation happen on the mitochondrial inner membrane. Formation of acetyl coenzyme A. Formation of acetyl coenzyme A from glucose. That happen in the mitochondrial matrix. But from glucose is not correct. Maybe say from pyruvate, then correct. From glucose, not clear. Then formation of water molecules. Formation of water molecules. Formation of water happens in the mitochondrial matrix. Water molecules, mitochondrial matrix nede. Inner membrane, mitochondrial inner membrane, wrong. So we'll take the answer as the first one. First one is the answer. Right, question number 4, which of the following is common? Which of the following is common to both aerobic respiration and alcohol fermentation? To both aerobic respiration and alcohol fermentation, common event. Formation of NADH, you can't take that. Electron accepted by oxygen, no, that's in the electron transport chain. Oxidative phosphorylation, no, that happened in the electron transport chain. Release of carbon dioxide, that is correct. Combines with acetyl coenzyme, no. So we got the answer, fourth one. Fourth is the answer. Question number 5, not a product of anaerobic respiration. Not a product of anaerobic respiration. Ethanol is a product of anaerobic respiration. Carbon dioxide can be produced during anaerobic respiration. Lactic acid can be produced. NAD plus can be produced. NAD plus can be produced. Right? It's not a product neither. ATP can be produced in anaerobic respiration. So I'll take people best answer as NAD plus. Fifth one, not a product of anaerobic respiration. Right? How about taking NAD plus, not a product neither. Right? NAD plus is not a product. Anaerobic respiration produce carbon dioxide is produced in. Carbon dioxide is produced in. Carbon dioxide is produced in ethanol fermentation. Sometimes it's a product. NAD plus. NAD plus. Shall we change the answer to fourth one? NAD plus is not actually a product. It's a kind of product. The final product is ethanol, lactic acid, but we don't take as NAD. The process is to reform. Actually, this happens to reform. 5, I'll take people fourth one. I'm changing my answer. 5, I'll take as fourth. NAD plus is not a product, right? We'll take that. 5. We'll take that fourth one in NAD plus. is not a product of the company. Like it's not a product. You can't treat it as a product. Okay, next one, people. Question number 6. Compound that accepts hydrogen in anaerobic respiration. Compound that accepts hydrogen in anaerobic respiration. Who's going to accept hydrogen in anaerobic respiration? Who's going to accept? Can someone tell me the answer? Who is the hydrogen acceptor? It's an organic molecule, right? But it can't be, it cannot be, it can't be NAD plus, no, it can't be. FAD, no. Pyruvate is correct. Oxygen, no. NAD plus, no. So we have the answer there. NAD plus, anyway, you can't take it because that's involving in photosynthesis, right? So how about taking pyruvate? 6, I'll take answer as the third one. 6th, third. I have given a second answer also. 5th or 3rd kilojoules. Compound that accepts hydrogen in anaerobic respiration. NAD plus anaerobic respiration, glycolysis, I think I can consider that too. In glycolysis, NAD plus accepts hydrogen. So we'll take 3 and 5. 3 and 5. I'll agree with the 2 answers there. Right? 6th one. Question number 7. Correct statement regarding fermentation. Correct statement regarding fermentation. They are always releasing carbon dioxide? No. They always produce lactic acid? No. Oxidation of NADH always produce energy? Oxidation of NADH always produce energy. Oxidation of NADH always produce energy. Correct statement regarding fermentation. No, fermentation, NADH oxidation into NAD plus does not produce any energy. Final electron acceptor is always pyruvate. Final electron acceptor is always pyruvate. No, sometimes can be acetaldehyde. Wrong. Glycolysis is always the first step in them. Glycolysis is always the first step in them. Glycolysis is the first step in them. Glycolysis is always the first step. So we'll take that as correct. Question number 8. Which of the following is not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Which of the following is not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Substrate level phosphorylation, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Following is not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Not common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Substrate level phosphorylation. What is substrate level phosphorylation? Substrate level phosphorylation happen in glycolysis. And substrate level phosphorylation happens in Krebs cycle. Not common, then substrate level phosphorylation is common. Utilization of ATP. It happens both aerobic and the anaerobic respiration. ATP has to spend initially. Release of carbon dioxide. Release of carbon dioxide. Release of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide release happen in aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, sometimes it happened. So not sure. Oxidation of chemical substances. Oxidation of chemical substances. Oxidation of chemical substances. Oxidation of chemical substances happen in both aerobic and anaerobic, because the glycolysis, some oxidation occur, sugar undergo oxidation. Obtaining NAD plus as a product. Obtaining NAD plus as a product. Obtaining NAD plus as a product. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Obtaining common to aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So for that, question number 8. Obtaining NAD plus as a product. Which of the following is not common to aerobic and anaerobic respiration? NAD plus as a product during glycolysis, NAD plus form as a NAD plus form. No, in glycolysis, NAD H form from NAD plus. Then in anaerobic respiration, that NADH converts back into NAD plus. Following is not common for both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Obtaining NAD plus. Aerobic respiration, NADH is produced, but in electron transport chain of aerobic respiration, NAD plus again by form. I don't have a proper answer for this question on the 8th, but let me take there's an answer here. But there's an issue in the question. We don't have a proper answer for that. I'll go for question number 9. Question number 9. Which of the following is correct regarding the origin of life on Earth and evolution? Origin of life on Earth and evolution. They are asking correct. Synthesis of organic molecule from inorganic molecules occur in ocean. Correct statement. Protocell was formed by the accumulation of RNA into lipid and protein bound vesicles. Tetrapod evolved from lobed finfish. Tetrapod evolved from lobed finfish. The origin of human lineage took place 10 million years ago. Fossils of the oldest known protista similar to brown algae. Oldest known protista similar to brown algae, red algae. Right? Red algae. Synthesis of organic molecules from the inorganic molecules occurred in the ocean. Atmosphere. Early atmosphere. Protocell was formed by the accumulation of RNA into lipid and protein bound, the lipid bound vesicles, the cumin. Lipid bound vesicles, lipid and protein bound vesicles. This is okay, ne? Shall we check that part, people? Shall we check that? Third one. Yeah, we'll see. Third one is given in my marking scheme also. But let's see what it says. I think protocells RNA accumulated lipid bound vesicles. Lipid and protein not there. Protein not present. So then we'll take third one as the answer. Question number 10 occurs in Cenozoic era. Cenozoic. That is after Mesozoic. Formation of extensive forest of vascular plants. Origin and radiation of reptiles. Origin of mammals. No. Extinction of dinosaurs. No. Major radiation of mammals and birds, and this is correct. So we'll take 10th one people, 5th one as the answer. Question number 11, the three eras of Phanerozoic era, eon, right? Phanerozoic eon. Can you correct that? Phanerozoic eon. Incorrect chronological sequence are. There are three eras of Phanerozoic eon in correct chronological sequence are. Three eras of Phanerozoic eon in correct chronological sequence are. Correct chronological sequence. Proterozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. So we'll take 11th people the answer, the second one. Question number 12. 12. Which of the following include Lamarck's theory? Population of species vary in characteristics among their inherent traits. Population of species vary in characteristics among their inheritance trait. That's not Lamarck, ne? Darwinism, ne? Each species produce more offsprings, Darwin. Organism acquire adaptations during their lifetime, Ekahari. Resistant against diseases, no. Part of the body that are used extensively become deteriorated, ne? They improve, ne? So we'll take third one as the best here. Question number 13. Select the correct statement regarding condition of life before. Condition of life before life. Correct statement regarding the condition of life before life, the condition of earth before life. I think earth before life. Neither should be. Earth before life ki laga मतलब मैं एक. Condition of earth. Correct that, eh? Earth before life. Condition of earth before life. Condition of earth before life. Earth before life. Earth formed about 4.6 million years ago, wrong, ne? 4.6 billion. The first atmosphere was probably thick with considerable amount of oxygen, no. Poor little oxygen, ne? First atmosphere had nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, and methane. First atmosphere of the earth was a neutral one, no, reducing. Ne? When the earth was cooling down from the down, some hydrogen sulfide quickly recapped into not hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen. Ne? So I think third is the answer. 13 will take people answer as third. 13 third. 14. Which of the following statement regarding evolution and extinction of biodiversity is correct? Which of the following statement regarding evolution and extinction of biodiversity is correct? Tetrapods originate from lobed finfish. Tetrapods originate from lobed finfish. Amphibians, reptiles, and conifer trees were present in the Carboniferous period. Conifers, Carboniferous, wrong, neither. No conifers. Conifers actually came during Mesozoic. Appearance of the as well as extinction of dinosaurs and origin of the flowering plants occurred during the same era. Appearance as well as extinction of the dinosaurs and the origin of flowering plants occurred in the same era, Hari. That is in the Mesozoic. That's in Mesozoic. So was there sulfur dioxide kilahana, but there isn't any other answer, right? There is no other answer. Is there any other answer that we can take? No, ne? So the oxides made of different, I think it's not mentioned in the sulfur dioxide. Says oxides, compounds, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, hydrogen. We can't see that different oxides are there. There is no reason for absence of sulfur dioxide because there were a lot of volcanic eruptions, and volcanic eruptions are normally producing sulfur dioxide, right? So we can't say that it was not there also. Ne? We can't say, nah, sulfur dioxide, chuttakka tivunna, jundakka sulfur dioxide. Again, because there was massive volcanic eruptions at that time. So anyway, it's not mentioned in the resource book. So we'll take it as correct. Insects and spiders were the first group of animals to colonize the land. So it said that the nitrogen and its oxide, and I think not only nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, right, was there, but it's not mentioned in the list here. Right, we can't say that it wasn't there. Right, next one, people. Insects and spiders were the first group of animals to colonize the land. Insects and spiders were the first group of animals. Yeah, correct. Origin of placental mammals and the dominance of flowering plants occurred due to the Mesozoic. Dominance of flowering plants. Wrong. So ACD 14, ACD, ne? ACD 14. ACD second. Which of the following event occurred during cell respiration is correct? Which of the following event occurred during cell respiration is correct? Radiation and oxidation of coenzymes respectively occur during electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation of coenzymes respectively occur during the electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation of coenzymes. Now, people, when you come for the next class, bring this the papers, right? Because hereafter I'll be giving the papers only for those people who are participating for the discussion and who are writing the papers. Other people, there is no point of wasting the papers, right? So I'll give the market scheme and the papers only for people who are coming for the discussions and writing and submitting the papers. For others, we'll simply neglect them. They are useless people, right? They are not going to do this task. Reduction and oxidation of coenzymes. You bring the paper. I'm going to ask. I'm going to check the paper and then before issue the paper number 8. Paper number 8, people, I'll be taking the discussion on plant part now. All 3, right? So I'll increase one more structured question. Each structured question for, or maybe I'll ask 2 structured questions. 2 structured questions, but I'll just somehow manage. I'll give you the plan. I'll make the plan and give it to your group, right? So paper number 8 onwards. Reduction and oxidation of coenzymes respectively occur during electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation of coenzyme respectively occur during electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation of coenzyme respectively occur during electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation of coenzyme respectively occur during electron transport chain. Yeah, coenzymes are NADH, the FADH2, right? When I going to conduct the extra class, I'll talk about it. Right? Some people said that they don't have time. They don't have school vacation and all, so we'll discuss it on this Saturday. Reduction and oxidation of coenzyme respectively occur during electron transport chain. Reduction and oxidation. Question 15. Now we know coenzymes are going to oxidize and then become NADH become NAD plus during the electron transport chain. It's become NADH during the Krebs cycle. Both not going to happen in the electron transport chain. So then wrong. Not all cells do glycolysis. Not all cells do glycolysis. No, we can say all cells do glycolysis. That's like the basic method of making ATP, glycolysis. In anaerobic respiration, regeneration of NAD plus okay. Final hydrogen acceptor in lactic acid fermentation is a 2-carbon compound. Final hydrogen acceptor in lactic acid fermentation is 2-carbon, 3-carbon compound. Wrong. Calvin cycle occurs in matrix of mitochondria. Calvin cycle occurs in matrix of mitochondria. Calvin cycle occurs in the matrix of mitochondria. Calvin cycle is something happening in photosynthesis, wrong. So we'll take people C only. C is the only answer. Right, let's move to the next part. Right, structured essay part. I have given you the marking scheme. Right. So let's go to the marking scheme. This is the marking scheme. Did you all receive the marking scheme? Lamai, did all of you receive the marking scheme? We gave that in the class. Below given diagram shows aerobic respiration. Yes, Hari. Below given diagram shows aerobic respiration. Identify the steps A to D. What is A? A is glycolysis. Specific location, cytosol. Then B is pyruvate oxidation, or what you call the link reaction. C is people, what is that? C is Krebs cycle. D is oxidative phosphorylation. D is oxidative phosphorylation. So I have allocated the 4 marks for that. What is the reason for the step A to occur in specific location? You mention A above. What is the reason for the step A to occur in the specific location? Glycolysis, because the enzymes which catalyze this glycolysis happen in the cytosol. Which steps needed oxygen in the above? Which steps needed oxygen in the above steps? What steps require oxygen? Electron transport chain. D, need oxygen. Need oxygen in the above steps. A, B, C, D. Which steps need oxygen in the above steps? We'll make a small correction here, Lamai. D kilo vitaragam, which steps need oxygen in the above steps? Only D require molecular oxygen. Other steps don't need oxygen. Presence of oxygen not necessary. But if electron transport chain fail, the other steps are going to fail too. Aerobic respiration is actually happen inside the mitochondria, B, C, D. But really oxygen is required in the last step. So I'll take people D as the answer there. Okay, aerobic respiration in general, we can say that oxygen is needed for that. I'll take D. What is the end product of step B? How many carbon atoms are found in that end product? What is end product of step B? Step B end product. Step B. What is the end product of step B? How many carbon atoms are found in that end product? What is the end product of step B? Now B is A is pyruvate, ne? B is acetyl coenzyme A. How many carbon present? 2 carbon, ne? What is the end product of step B? Okay. There is a small issue with the question. Step B, what is end product B කියලා වුණා? What is end product B? Right, what is end product? What is B? There is an error in the question, but what is B කියලා ගමු. What is B? What is that? What is B? B is acetyl coenzyme A. Then how many carbon present in acetyl coenzyme A? 2 carbon compound. Indicate the products produced in step C. What is indicate the products produced in step C. Step C. What is that step C? Step C. Krebs cycle, ne? Krebs cycle. So you can say 2 NADH, sorry, 2 FADH2, 6 NADH, and 2 ATP. And then what is the significance of step D? What is the significance of step D? ATP produced during oxidative phosphorylation, that is the electron transport chain. Following questions are based on the diagram below. Diagram below. Name the compound given in the letters below. A protein breakdown into amino acid, ne? Carbohydrate. Fat is broken down into glycerol and fatty acid, B and C. Glycerol, C is fatty acid. Then D is oxaloacetate, E is citrate. Oxaloacetate, citrate. X is NADH because X is produced in these steps too. So it got to be NADH. NADH. Then Y is FADH2. Y is FADH2. Z is ATP, ne? Correct. State the number of net ATP produced in the process from 1 to 2. 1 carbohydrate glucose, this is glycolysis, ne? Glycolysis. What is step 2? Step 2, Krebs cycle. Pyruvate oxidation and Krebs cycle, ne? Step 2 is pyruvate oxidation and Krebs cycle, number 3. So, state number of ATP produced. Number 1, 2 ATP molecules. Number 2, 2 ATP produced during the Krebs cycle and pyruvate oxidation. Number 3, 28 ATP molecules. Right, part C indicate the steps. Part C indicate the steps at which the following substances are utilized in cellular respiration. Steps at which the following substances are utilized in cellular respiration. A. Fatty acid, pyruvate oxidation. amino acid, pyruvate oxidation, glycolysis, and Krebs. Indicate the steps at which the following substrate are utilized. Fatty acid are utilized by fatty acids are utilized by indicate the step at which the following substrate are utilized. Fatty acids are used by fatty acids when the pyruvate become acetyl coenzyme A. As acetyl coenzyme A, fatty acids can enter. So we'll take that they are entering at pyruvate oxidation step of forming acetyl coenzyme. Amino acid, also pyruvate oxidation, glycolysis, and Krebs cycle, all three. And then sugars through glycolysis. I think you can remember that step of aerobic step of using other substrates for aerobic respiration. Okay. So fatty acids, they enter as acetyl coenzyme A. So we'll take that step as pyruvate oxidation. Okay. Give the major steps where decarboxylation take place in aerobic respiration. Decarboxylation occur in aerobic respiration. One is pyruvate oxidation, or what you call the link reaction in the mitochondrial matrix. Second one is Krebs cycle. Name different types of ATP. Different types of ATP production that occur during cellular respiration, substrate level phosphorylation and oxidative phosphorylation. Give the number of ATP molecules produced by each type you mentioned above. Substrate level phosphorylation is going to produce 2 ATP from glycolysis, 2 ATP from Krebs cycle. Oxidative phosphorylation, 28 ATP. Define fermentation. It is the production of ATP energy in absence of molecular oxygen. But I think you have to write here, people, molecular oxygen ke liyanne, not O2. Liyanne molecular oxygen, O2 is correct. But when you're writing in words, write molecular oxygen. Then next one, name two major types of fermentation and mention organisms that carry out each type. Ethyl alcohol fermentation, lactic acid fermentation. Ethyl alcohol fermentation by bacteria and yeast. Lactic acid fermentation by fungi, bacteria, fungi and bacteria. Part C1, what is respiratory quotient? You learn, people, it is the ratio of carbon dioxide evolved and the volume of oxygen consumed in given time for given respiratory substrate. What is the respiratory quotient expected for fatty acid? Lipids lipids 0.7. So we'll treat fatty acid as lipids. Name the apparatus respirometer, or else you can say respirometer, respirometer. Briefly explain how the respiratory quotient can be determined using readings. You have to set up 2 respirometers, add equal gram of germinating seeds to each. One, insert an ignition tube with KOH. For the other, insert water containing tube. Then make the apparatus airtight. Keep the flask of the respirometer in the water bath. Level the colored liquid A and B using the C stopper. Note the initial position. Start stopwatch. Observe and record changes in the water level. And then calculate the volume of oxygen used and volume of carbon dioxide released. Now, this is what they have given in the resource practical syllabus, right? I have not included anything beyond, right? Only those steps. But anyway, you learn in the class how we can exactly measure that, right? And we can now get an idea about the volume of oxygen and volume of carbon dioxide. With that, by applying to the equation, we can find the respiratory quotient. If you write these steps, people, that's enough, right? because if you can remember the steps it enough, you don't have to like explain neither as we discuss in the class, right? In the diagrams, you don't have to explain it like that. Just give the description according to the practical description, right? Then second question, about how many years ago did life originate on Earth? 3.5 billion years ago. Name the three gaseous compounds which were found in the first atmosphere: nitrogen and its oxide, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia. Now don't write sulfur dioxide, okay? Sir, kiwa methane sulfur dioxide and EPA. It is not given in the resource book. All right. What is the presently accepted theory that explains the origin of first cell biochemical evolution? Based on which process does the above mentioned theory arose? Chemical and physical. Based on which process does the above mentioned theory arose? The question is little unclear. Based on which process that above life arose ke lagatta nang hari ne? Above mentioned theory ne does the life arose ne? Life arose. How the life arose, people? Life formed by the chemical and physical processes on the early Earth. So there is a small weakness in the question. Mention 4 main steps that contribute for the formation of the first cell. Atmospheric condition of early Earth facilitate the abiotic synthesis of small organic molecules, polymerization, and then organic macromolecule formation, nucleic acid gaining the self-replication capability to make the inheritance possible. Indicate 4 factors that favor the abiotic synthesis of organic molecules: volcanic eruptions, extreme UV, hydrothermal vents, alkaline vents. So they form the abiotic synthesis of life. What is primitive soup? Early oceans, right? We call it as a primitive soup. What is a protocell? RNA accumulated lipid bound vesicle. What was the compound that acted as the early genes? RNA. Part B, what is the first group of photosynthetic organisms? Cyanobacteria. Give the reason for each of the phenomenon given below. Oxidation of iron in early Earth. The photosynthetic organism produce oxygen, and this oxygen released by them rusted the iron dissolved in ions dissolved in early water. Acceleration of origin of the chloroplast, increment of photos and increment of the atmospheric oxygen level due to photosynthetic bacteria, right? So you learn these things. State major events major events occurred in state major events occurred during each of the following periods: 2.7 billion years ago, origin of photosynthetic organisms; 1.8 billion, formation of eukaryotes; 700 billion, evolution of spongy; 365 billion years ago, formation of tetrapods. Write 2 special phenomena that occurred when animals started to depend on the algae. Food chains appeared, functioning food webs formed. State differences, different events related to plant that occur in Paleozoic era. State different events that related to plants that occurred during Paleozoic. Paleozoic. We learned that, people, the first vascular plants appear during this time period. Then forest of vascular plants, first seed plant appear. Then diversification of early vascular plants actually happened before the first seed plant appear. So the resource book, they have not given it in the right order. But anyway, in the class, we discussed them in the correct order, right? What was the first group of animals that began terrestrial life? Arthropods. Now, people, it's very important, right? I'm giving you questions. You answer these questions, neither. You upload them. You come for the discussion. This is important. I'm happy that some of you are now in the routine, right? Sometimes people, neither. We can show you how to get to water, right? We can show you the way to water, but we can't make you drink water. So it's something like that. We shows you how to do it, right? And we facilitate you by giving the question, marking scheme, giving a small time for the discussion, the 1 hour discussion, short time. We facilitate you, right? That's all as a teacher we can do. What else can I do? I can fix the paper, I can mark your papers and give it to you. I can give you the scheme. I can have a small time with you, spare some time to discuss with you, but I can't like force you to do this. I'm happy that you are in the track, right? Maintain it. That's the most important thing, right? And you are in the right track, maintain it. Right? Because when I give you a paper, then it can make you study, right? 2 sections per week is not a big challenge. It's a very, very primitive task, right? So you come with me in this the style. We discuss. I give you questions. You will study them and answer. Submit. We'll discuss. I'll give you the marking scheme. So if you do this, you will improve yourself. So trust that, because there is no way that you can go wrong. Right? If you study, then if you answer questions, think about these people. You study, then you answer questions, then you submit the answers, then you participate for the discussion, right? And then you realize your weaknesses. Then again you study, again you submit, again you come for the discussion. So tell me, how can this go wrong, people? This is not like winning a lottery. This is not like winning a lottery, right? It's just with your commitment, you are achieving it, right? Tell me, when someone work like this, how can it go wrong? How can it go wrong, right? So your path is assured. If you are doing this, then your success is assured, right? There aren't any other secrets here, right? For the lazy people, this is a secret. How to work and how to score in A level is a secret for the lazy people. I don't think they can see, but they don't want to do it, and then they don't do it. So it's going to be a big mystery for them, right? For the people who are engaged in this, right, like you will find it's a very easy task. A level is not actually a challenge. Biology is so simple, right? True that you forget, even I forget, you forget, and then a lot of things are there. But this is a, what do you call, exercise, continuous exercise, right? So stay with this plan for the rest of the time. I'll put my best effort, right, to give you the papers and then maintain it, right? So you can trust, right? You can trust, and you're going to win. Right? State the eon and eras during which the first seed plants appeared. First seed plant appeared during the eon Phanerozoic. Era is the Paleozoic. State 3 events that took place in Mesozoic era. 3 events. Cone-bearing plants actually formed also. Cone-bearing plants formed and they became dominant. Then dinosaurs evolved and radiate. Origin of mammals. Gymnosperm continue as the dominant plant. flowering plants appeared and diversified. Appeared diversified, but then insect and insect pollinators came in the next one. Indicate the era of the following events: dominance of angiosperms, Cenozoic; diversification of vascular plants, Paleozoic; origin of most present-day groups of insects, Paleozoic. Now, insects. The modern insects were formed during Paleozoic. That's in the Permian period, right? But it's not mentioned in the resource book as a period. But it's the end of the Paleozoic, right? The modern present-day insects had evolved. State the two principles of Lamarck's theory, use and disuse, inheritance of acquired characters. And then who introduced the theory of natural selection? Darwin and Wallace. What are the processes of natural selection? Overproduction, variation, competition, and the survival of the fittest, and natural selection of the favorable traits. The four events, 2 observations and 2 predictions made by Darwin. Overproduction is an observation, variation, these 2 observations, right? Observation. These are the predictions made by. So that's the Darwin's theory. Right, and then state favorable characteristics of animals exhibit for the survival: escaping from the predators, tolerance of physical condition, obtaining food, resistant against diseases, fertilizing probability, number of offsprings. Now, we will somehow find some time, right, and then answer. That's important, right? So, you can see a lot of people are doing it. We can do that too, right? Describe the process of ATP generation within living cells. You write these answers, submit, will mark and give you a response, okay, people? So we can give you a comment whether your writing style is okay or not. So submit them. If your papers are not marked, just inform me. We have a small issue that the sorting and then finding the updates. Because when you update a paper, there is a little difficulty of finding it. There is a chance of dropping it. But anyway, we'll improve it. We'll so check your papers and give me a comment on Saturday class, okay? So describe the process of ATP generation within living cells. That means you have to describe people the aerobic respiration. So that all these details about the aerobic respiration, right? Aerobic respiration process. So in other words, people, that question is about describing cellular respiration, aerobic respiration. I have given the same marking scheme, people. This is the same marking scheme given in the A-level exam, okay, for cellular respiration. Then second question, write short notes on the following: conditions of early Earth before life, right? So the pre-biotic Earth, before Earth, before start life. So the Earth and the other planets solar system formed 4.6 billion years ago. The Earth was bombarded, and the first atmosphere was thick with water vapor. A lot of various compounds from volcanic eruptions were there. These gases, and then atmosphere turned into reducing one, little oxygen. Then hydrogen escape into the space, reducing the hydrogen content. Otherwise, it's going to burn. It's going to be a bomb if too much of hydrogen present. Then volcanic eruptions, lightning, those things. Hydrothermal vents and the alkaline vents, along with the Earth reducing atmosphere, favored the synthesis of organic molecules. So up to the formation of self-replicating the life, right? Then theories of evolution, people, this is about the theories, Lamarck's theory, Darwin's theory, and the new Darwinism I have included in the marking scheme. Right? Right. So this is about it. So that's all. Thank you very much for submitting your answers. Right. And then we'll meet this Saturday. We have the class. No change, people. Perahara is not going to affect much. We can stop a little early, near the half an hour early maybe, but then it won't affect. But only in the Randoli Perhara day, I think we're going to have an issue. Not this Saturday, ne? I think it's coming week after or something, right? The Randoli Perhara is on Friday. Sorry, yeah, Friday night. So Dawal Perhara is on coming on Saturday. That Saturday there can be an issue. We'll discuss that this Saturday. Okay. All right. So we're gonna meet. Okay then. Thank you very much for your participation. I'll meet you on Saturday. Come with this paper 7. Bring paper 7. Right. I'm going to check that.